Welcome out there. Welcome to the bonus episode of Craft with Whack. I'm Regan. This is Nori. Today we are going to make homemade Play-Doh. The recipe we are using right now calls for cream of tartar. If you don't have cream of tartar, you can use lemon juice instead. At the end of the video, I will post links to where I got these recipes from. All right. Feel free to ask questions if you have any questions. We will do our best to answer them. How are you guys doing? Staying healthy out there? How's homeschooling? Any of you attempting that? If you are, this counts as PAA, Practical Applied Arts. It would also be some math involved because of measuring, right?
Well, I'm done 2 classes for the day now.
Right? Okay, so we are going to be using a large pot and a wooden spoon. Flour, a large amount of flour, salt, cream of tartar, food coloring, and if you want, you can add essential oils also. Make it smell good. However, if it smells good, it increases the chance of your kid eating it. We used to make Play-Doh a lot when I was a kid. We used a recipe that called for packets of Kool-Aid, the dry mix. They don't make that anymore.
I've definitely eaten some Play-Doh in my time.
Yeah, you have probably, right? I have also. It tastes good, kind of.
Who hasn't?
Right? Yeah.
It just tastes like really salty food.
It does. Okay, so we're going to get started. It's now 11:01. So you're going to start with 2 cups of flour. Nori's going to be doing the measuring. When you're measuring flour, you want to scooch it off. Use the spoon, maybe.
Better idea.
Better idea. There you go. I am not the head cook at my house.
No, Dad is.
Yeah.
100% Dad is.
Dad does the cooking.
Though you do have recipe book.
I do. I have recipes and I can cook in a pinch. Everyone would rather I not. Okay.
Sometimes it ends, lots of the time it ends up in a complete disaster.
It does tend to end up in a complete disaster.
Dad has only made like 3 disasters.
Right? He doesn't make nearly the disasters I make. Okay, so then we need 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. 3 teaspoons. No, I'm going to start that all over. 3/4 cup of salt.
That's a lot of salt.
It is a lot of salt. That's why we don't eat it. That's why it tastes salty. So which one do we need? 3/4. We have 1/4, 1/3, a half, and a 1. So what would be the best way? That way? I would say one of this and one of this.
That's a lot of salt.
It is a lot of salt.
We're using a half a cup and then like 1/4.
Yeah, a half and a quarter makes 3/4. See? This is math. Good. Yeah. When you're cooking like things that you eat, you never want to measure the salt over top of what you're cooking, but ideally we're not eating this.
Ideally. You can, but
there's nothing harmful in it unless you have a gluten allergy, I suppose. And you wouldn't want to eat this. There we go.
That's a lot of salt.
Yeah.
Covering like all the...
Now we're supposed to add 4 teaspoons.
We have a teaspoon.
We always struggle with a measuring teaspoon, so let's use an actual teaspoon.
Isn't that a tablespoon?
Well, the big one is, but the small one is a teaspoon. Thereabouts. Again, we're not eating this, so...
True. Don't really have much to worry about.
1, 2, 3.
There goes all of it.
No, there's still quite a bit there. Okay, so that is how far we take that.
Instead, I would do a mix it.
Yep, sorry. I tend to take over things. Now we need to add 2 tablespoons of cooking oil.
Maddie wants to.
Mom commented, math! See? This is homeschool.
Of course, Grandma's watching.
Of course she is. It's the great thing about grandmas. Okay.
And Moms, if I ever do this, you will 100%.
I would totally watch you. Yeah.
You're like,
I'd be all in. So 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. I don't have a tablespoon, so I'm going to estimate. Estimation is also part of math. And then you need to add 2 cups of lukewarm water. Do you want me to measure the water, love?
yes, please.
Okay.
Nice big bubble on top there.
It did. That was the flour, I believe, causing excess surface tension. All right. Now we're going to transfer over to heat.
Looks like the plaster glue.
It does look like paper mache glue, doesn't it? Get the flour out of the way. All right. Now at this point, if you are only going to make 1 color of Play-Doh. Okay, so lemon juice. Lemon juice, we use the lemon juice if we're not using cream of tartar. So you can do exactly as we did. 2 cups of flour, 3/4 teaspoon or 3/4 cup of salt, 2 cups of water, right? And then you can, instead of adding the tartar sauce, you would add 2/3 a cup of lemon juice instead. And then basically you're doing the same thing. You're just subbing those 2 out. The difference is when you would add it. So you would add the lemon juice in with the wet ingredients, and you would have we added the cream of tartar in with the dry ingredients. All right, that clear that up? That's where the lemon juice cream of tartar swap happens.
Hi, Jessica.
Nori is stirring away. Yeah, 2/3 a cup. We're only going to make 1 color of Play-Doh. So I'm getting out the food coloring.
Oh, yeah, Grandma has this kind.
Yeah.
I remember it like broke.
Is this the one when you were making red and you used the whole bottle?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so Nori said she wanted to make turquoise Play-Doh. So turquoise uses blue and green.
Well, I'd rather have green, but turquoise is fine.
You'd rather have green? You can just do green.
Yay.
Okay.
See?
What?
See how there's no like squirting?
Oh.
It's just like, oh.
I'm going to flip you guys around so you can see this from a different perspective. Okay. I'm going to add the green. We want the heat at a medium heat. You don't want to go too hot too fast. You want to avoid boiling. And you literally just stir and stir and stir.
There's lots of lumps and chunks.
There are lots of lumps and chunks.
The color is much more vibrant.
In real life?
Yeah, than it all.
Should we add some more?
Yeah.
2 more drops. If you were going to make multiple colors, you would not put the food coloring in at this point. You would wait and you would just stir it all white. And then once it dried, you would add, or not dried, once it cooled, you could add the food coloring.
This is like a nice pastel green right now.
Yeah, I want to break up that big chunk. Once it cools, we'll knead it more.
Looks like mashed potatoes.
It is. It does. Looks like St. Patrick's Day mashed potatoes. You want to swap out? Is your arm getting sore?
Yeah. Plus, you're 10 times stronger than me, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh, someone asked, what heat do we put it on?
Yeah, I answered that. We're at a medium heat. I have turned it down at this point because I felt it was thickening too fast. But you're gonna want to keep stirring until it starts to form a ball. So we're almost there. All right, so I'm going to turn it completely off now. Parchment paper or wax paper is handy. You could also probably just stick it on the countertop because it's not going to stick too bad, but the heat, I suppose, might be an issue for some. Newsprint would work.
It stuck to the bottom?
A little bit. All right. It says we're supposed to let that cool for about half an hour. And then it will be ready to knead, mix together. You can store this in a Ziploc bag or wrap it in saran wrap or plastic wrap, or even in an airtight container would work. All right.
Occupation, regular source of livelihood for a human being.
Really, computer?
That's our computer. Alexa likes to talk to us sometime. All right, so thanks for joining us. Very first episode of Craft with Whack. Hope you're all staying safe, and I will post the links to the recipes shortly. Thank you, guys.